Job was a righteous and God-fearing man who lived in a land called Uz. He had a prosperous life, a loving family, and great wealth. However, despite all he had, his heart remained faithful to God, always grateful for his blessings. One day, in heaven, Satan presented an accusation against Job before God. Satan claimed that Job was only faithful because he lived an easy and rich life, and that if God took away all his blessings, he would renounce his faith. God, knowing Job's heart, allowed Satan to test his faith, but set limits to ensure that Job would not be destroyed completely. In a short period of time, Job lost everything: his wealth, his livestock, his servants, and, most painfully, his children died in a tragic accident. Despite the tremendous sorrow he felt, Job did not curse God. Instead, he fell to the ground, tore his clothes, mourned, but said, "Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I will depart. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. May the name of the Lord be praised." Satan, seeing that Job had not renounced his faith, asked God to allow him to test Job even more painfully. God permitted Job to be afflicted with painful sores all over his body. His friends came to visit him, but instead of comforting him, they began to accuse him of having sinned and suggested that his suffering was a punishment from God. Despite his pain, Job defended himself against their accusations and did not stop crying out to God. In the midst of his suffering, Job maintained his faith. Although he did not understand why he was going through all of this, he never abandoned his trust in God. He wept, questioned, and lamented, but he always sought answers in his relationship with the Lord. Job confessed that, although he did not understand the reason for his suffering, he knew that God was sovereign and just. Finally, God answered Job from a whirlwind, reminding him that he is the creator of everything and that, as human beings, we cannot fully understand his ways. God restored Job's health and gave him double of what he had before: more wealth, a new family, and he lived many more years enjoying God's blessings. Reflection: the story of Job is a testimony of unwavering faith. Despite losing everything he had, Job never renounced his trust in God. It teaches us that in times of trials and suffering, our faith in God should not depend on our circumstances, but on our relationship with Him.